Ladies and gentlemen, the only prediction I stand by is the prediction I made in 2017 in the Huffington Post. Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. At that point, I was still the biggest, according to the Huffington Post, the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet. According to the Washington Post, I was the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters. Okay, I'm now a Trump supporter because he's scaling back U.S. foreign policy. Clinton obviously would have sent Americans, whereas President Trump is withdrawing Americans from regions of never-ending conflict. Clinton obviously would have thanked, or who knows what she would have done, definitely not investigated the origins of the probe that she paid for. She purchased the Steele dossier, which was compiled by a British intelligence official. The fabricated probes into President Trump were started by an Australian ambassador, a Maltese professor, a British intelligence official. The DNC reached out to the Ukraine. They're guilty of everything they're accusing Trump of doing. It all starts with Clinton. So President Trump is obviously, read my article in The Federalist that Rush Limbaugh shared 2 days on his radio show. All roads lead through the former Secretary of State. The only prediction I stand by, let me get to the point. You know, okay, like I'm voting for President Trump, record low unemployment, all of this. Okay, he's a great president. Clinton might enter the race before the November 20th debate. Now, I am not saying she will. She could enter a week before Super Tuesday. The whole thing is rigged to begin with anyway. The thing's a charade. I stated in 2017 Clinton was going to run. How did I know? Because it's a political machine run by one person, okay? Or two people, I should say. But this is Philippe Reines. This is a very trusted, perhaps her most trusted advisor. Okay, perhaps even more trusted than Uma Abedin. Well, I'll say this. We spent 5 hours on an HRC project, then spoke to her on the phone, then dinner. Okay, this was on... He was conversing with somebody on Twitter a little while back. Obviously, he was speaking about Clinton 2020. If you look today, just today, everyone is saying what I've been saying for 2 years. Report, Hillary Clinton mulling 2020 run, citing weak Democratic field. Establishment Dem donors muse about late Clinton 2020 entry. If you look at the New York Times, the anxious Democratic establishment asks, is there anybody else? Gee, who do you... I mean, these absurd articles. Is there anyone else? Maybe the person who won almost 65 million votes but lost the Electoral College after cheating Bernie Sanders and then blaming Russia for getting the popular vote but somehow losing swing states. Because the NSA and the intelligence community is they're moderately confident. If you read the ODNI report, judgments could be wrong based on fragmented information. They literally warranty disclaimers. They made up the whole thing. People bought it hook, line, and sinker to save face. Anxious Democratic establishment asks, is there anybody else? I mean, come on. Who are these people kidding? But the point is, it would be the most watched debate of all time. So if Philippe Reines and others are actually advising her, that would be a smart move. They're going to lose anyway to Trump. In their heart of hearts, they know this, but it's a political machine. The best move for Clinton, which wouldn't only vindicate everything that I've stated in my writing, in the Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Federalist, the Daily Caller, all All my writing, especially the writing that went viral, went through editors. Okay? So that is a very important key point in all of this. And the publications gave their stamp of approval because guess what? When I write Clinton 2020 is a reality, get ready for 8 years of Trump. And I said Clinton was unelectable in the Huffington Post in 2015, and then she lost the election. And then I say that in 2017, Clinton 2020 is a reality, get ready for 8 years of Trump. I have the pulse of what's going on. I'm not right about everything, but I'm accurately predicting just based on evaluating, looking at the writing on the wall. I mean, this is pretty obvious. It's a political machine. It's not a political party. Amy Klobuchar had never had a chance. Neither did Warren or Biden. But anyway, if you look right now, so Washington Post also had Clinton donors, Dem donors. Okay, so anxiety rises among Democrats worried about party's prospects in 2020. The articles are being written and published just like I said, just like I told you on this channel. They would she's not running, she never stated she will not run. Just like I said, it's happening. Now everyone is saying what I've been saying, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether I've been right. I'm right about most things. I said that she's going to run, but that's not the issue. The issue is when she announces. Could be a week before Super Tuesday. I have a slight feeling that she has pretty intelligent, her advisors are intelligent, I'll give them that. They understand politics to an extent. They don't understand the Electoral College. I'll give them, but they do understand politics. I think that November 20th, a full month away from now, when people are saying she's mulling a rise, she's mulling that was Bill Clinton mulling a rise. No, she's mulling another run. The Democratic donors are anxious. She raised $1.2 billion. Warren can barely raise Biden can barely raise $1.2. He's losing millions every quarter, and he'll be losing millions every month when the primary season ramps up, when it starts in February of 2020. Elizabeth Warren is basically Bernie Sanders. Bernie was cheated. So, this is a process of elimination. It's not that difficult. This isn't like some kind of, very, this difficult logic equation or this riddle. It's not. It's pretty obvious. They have nobody else. The Democratic Party is Russia cheated us, Trump bad, that's it. Where is the Medicare for All bill? It doesn't exist. They didn't pass a Medicare for All bill in the House. They haven't passed Green New Deal legislation. They haven't abolished ICE. They haven't done anything except investigate Trump based on nonsense. Whereas Clinton gets away with everything. The email issue is not resolved. William Barr is still looking as to how she transferred the top secret intelligence within her inbox. Everybody knows this. She didn't use servers that President Obama allegedly didn't know for convenience or yoga. It's absurd. She deleted 30,000 emails because she wanted them deleted because she was hiding information. Yes, that's why you use a server, to hide information. Obviously, not for yoga. The issue is how she was able, in JWICs and other secure locations, to transfer within her inbox. How was she able to get within her inbox top secret and special access program intelligence? How was she able to receive this? What did the United States government do, or what did she do? Or what did Brian Pagliano on her behalf do to create a system of servers that the United States government couldn't access, but she could access the U.S. government's most sensitive locations and receive within her inbox and send both classified and highly classified top secret and special access program intelligence? That's the issue. It's not rocket science. None of this is rocket science. None. It's just like a relationship. You're in a relationship with the person you shouldn't be in a relationship with. Both of you are deceiving yourselves, and you're doing so for whatever purpose. You know you need to break up with the person. You stay with the person. You're deceiving yourself. So it's like people do things and people believe things because they want to. The people who say, "Oh, Clinton email service scandal is gone," they are doing it because they don't want to believe it was anything of importance to, that she's just always investigating. Yeah, because Madam Cyber Hack actually does criminal acts, commits criminal acts. With Trump, she literally purchased a dossier and then they investigated. Whereas, you think they would investigate a dossier that Trump purchased? No, it's not the way it works. Democrats, especially, Clinton, has the media, DC, Hollywood, the music industry, pretty much every cultural and political element, she has so many different ways to simply hide in plain sight. So then you have the entire media basically saying, well, we covered it, but we shouldn't have covered it. They didn't even cover it. The only correct way to cover the email service. Look, why am I spending? They should have asked how she was able to transfer top secret intelligence and receive top secret intelligence and classified data within her inbox. Anyway, look, I'm getting lost in the weeds of corruption and criminality. The issue here is it will be the most watched television event if she's there November 20th. People like Philippe Reines know this. They might not be the sharpest tools in the shed when it comes to the Electoral College, where they cheat Bernie Sanders, they rely on corrupt intelligence officials. We all know this is not like rocket science. But I said that the public relations spin would take place, and it did. I wrote, Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump in 2017. Why? Okay, well, because I knew this is a political machine, but you have to understand something. Here's everything you need to know about Clinton. How mega donors helped raise $1 billion for Hillary Clinton. Okay, Biden, Warren, Bernie, nobody else has mega donors. Okay? And an analysis by the Washington Post found that more than a fifth of the $1 billion donated to her to help her bid was given by just 100 wealthy individuals and labor unions. Okay, so the Rolodex the Rolodex that Clinton has is unparalleled. Unparalleled. It's about money because people don't look at Clinton and say, "Wow, she's inspiring." They say, "Wow, she's a conduit to political influence and political power, and we can win again with Clinton." They look at Clinton as their only ticket to winning, and they've looked at Clinton like that since 2014, 2015. The last time the Democratic Party existed was 2008, when President Obama won and Clinton lost. So that's the issue. That's the issue. They say, well, it would be divisive. It would obliterate the Democratic Party. It would be a slap in the face. Yeah, we know this. I've been saying this. If you're a former Bernie supporter, you're now voting Trump. You're doing so because Trump is a good president, got us out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. I write the whole thing in The Federalist, why Bernie supporters should vote Trump 2020. Okay? It's not, that too isn't rocket science, but it's about money, it's about fundraising. I said the donors are petrified because they know they're going to lose with anybody but Clinton. They'll lose with Clinton too, but at least they'll make it close, and at least it'll be a fundraising extravaganza every single day. And they make out big time with, $100,000, $300,000 plate dinners because that's called marketing. It's called, instead of going to the bank, you go to these networking functions, and oh look, there's the CEO, the president, CFO. Da, da, da. If you don't get, if you don't get your project, whatever it is, a movie, a startup, funded there, you get the names of people to meet up weeks later, months later, years later, whatever. That too is not difficult to understand. Clinton is the only thing the Democrats have because they don't have any value system. They have a whole bunch of people arguing about things that Democrats will never allow. And that's why when I said that there are, quote unquote progressive pundits who said vote for Clinton, and you know who they are in 2016, they'll say vote for Clinton in 2020 again. But between 2016 and 2020, their condemnation, their judgment, pontificating, their emphasis on Medicare for all. Democrats have zero interest in this. Zero. The donors, Clinton, people who run the Democratic Party have zero interest. So the whole thing is Clinton. Well, look. It will be, if she enters the race, because she could enter a week before the election. I'm not predicting that she's going to enter the 20th. What I'm saying is, it could, if they're smart, they'll enter the race November 20th or before November 20th, whatever. If they're smart, here's everything you need to know about the November Democratic debate. Making the stage is going to be a whole lot tougher, so of course they're going to ensure Tulsi Gabbard's not there, because everybody that Clinton doesn't like is working for Russia, except only Bill Clinton. Actually met with Vladimir Putin at his home. This is in The Hill and Newsweek. Oh my God, nobody reads. Nobody read the. Oh, Vladdy, it was so great. It was so great seeing you. I had so much fun. Here's everything you need to know about the November debate. So November 20th is basically in political time 10 years from now. Okay? Everyone on the planet would watch that debate. You think people like, her staffers or her advisors don't know this? You think she doesn't know this? I'm not saying that she will. This is not a prediction. The only prediction I made was in 2017 in the Huffington Post, and every day since. Check out the playlist. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. That's growing too. She could very well enter the race in 2020. You have the Clinton, very trusted Clinton advisor kind of hinting at that. And it would be the most watched. It could break a record. Maybe not the most watched, television, program of whatever of all time, but it could be one of. It'll definitely be the most watched debate, the most publicized debate of all time. You're looking at Nixon and Kennedy even being second to that, or, and people will look at this for years to come and say, okay, oh my God. No matter what Clinton says, look, they're gonna worship Clinton. Amy Klobuchar's gonna be like, I love you. They're not gonna, nothing is going to, the applause, could you imagine Clinton on that debate stage? The applause. And look, she then says, hey, I didn't cheat anyone. Come on. I mean, I did, I might not have gone through all of the debates, but I was at the last one. You think Bernie's going to bring up her emails or anything? No, he didn't even when he was running against her. What? My opponent is being investigated for actual criminal activity? Why bring it up? Michigas. Why? Why bring up the Michigas? Why? She's going to accuse me of honeymooning in Moscow, and then Tulsi Gabbard, no problem. They cheat me. It's fine. God bless Bernie. I want him to be healthy, whatever. I say it with love, even though he did things that were not good. Promoting the myth that said that Trump worked with Russia was not good. Anyway, If Clinton, and I say if because I don't know, I have a feeling that she will. If she's smart, if they're smart, if the people around her are smart, and I believe Philippe Reines is probably the most intelligent of all of the advisors around her. None of them know how to win the Electoral College, but that Trump is going to win in 2020 anyway. The Green New Deal sunk the Democratic Party because now you have the AFL-CIO against it, and then you're going to, okay, when Clinton loses to Trump, you'll see like 3, 4, 5 months prior, she will not bring up the Green New Deal. And no Democrat will, because if they do, you have the AFL-CIO saying, nah. And you have the Rust Belt saying, what? Whatever, I'm not going to give them advice. Even if I gave them advice, they'd still lose. But the point is, I'm voting Trump 2020. Well over 60 million people are going to vote Trump 2020. He gets the popular vote if it's Warren versus Trump, or so she'll probably get the popular vote just because she'll outspend Trump, but she won't outspend Trump 2-1. So I don't know how they're going to manage anything. She'll get probably $2 billion. Trump is going to approach $2 billion. So she got $1.2 billion in 2016. You don't think that people are going to give her more? But the thing is, to legitimize her campaign, she needs to be on that debate stage. Because Democrats are essentially lemmings. They just, they fall off the cliff. They'll do it again in 2024. She'll run in 2024. You don't think that the Clintons in the Clinton campaign and Democratic donors don't know this? She'll run in 2024 too. There is no Democratic Party. There is no Democratic Party. Once she loses political influence, could be after she loses to Trump in 2020, then, and this is what I've long stated, President Obama and Michelle Obama will then take over the Democratic Party from the Clintons. And the Clintons will be like, well, we can rebuild from the ashes again that we caused, after they obliterate the entire Democratic Party. But so eventually, either 2020 or 2024 or 2028, President Obama and Michelle Obama will control the Democratic Party. The Clinton dynasty, once Clinton loses to Trump in 2020, well, whatever. She could run again in 2024, but she would lose again. That won't stop Clinton. That debate stage is going to be that debate in the 20th. I have a feeling Clinton's going to be on that debate stage. It will be the most celebrated, most watched, most publicized debate of all time, and program and television program of all time. And it will be like, if they're smart, it could be the perfect introduction to 2020. Give me your thoughts below. Well, then again, the question is if they're smart. That remains to be seen. Give me your thoughts below. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. Thank you so very, very much.